Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to cut some more rocks today. Okay, these are all Arizona stones. Let's walk through them real quick, see what we're looking at cutting today. Alright, the first one is a really broken up, weathered piece of probably banded agate from the Gila Bend mountain range area. The white is oxidization, being in the sun for a real long time, and you can see all the fractures in it. Hopefully they don't go real deep, but it looks like there's some bots in this, maybe some tubes. So we'll kind of want to cut it back here parallel to this broken face, far enough back that I hopefully get away from the fractures, and we'll see if any of these bots or tubes show up. Alright, okay, so this is another piece of weathered agate. You can see banding in it and some color. So this is not what I usually cut. This is actually from up near Payson, a location called Agate Mountain. And it's got a lot of this weathered, broken up. It's almost like a crazy lace, like a Mexican crazy lace. But this one looks like it's got some nice banding in it. So probably cut it that way, parallel to these two faces here. And hope we get some solid faces without a lot of fractures in it and some good banding. Alright, this is probably a Gila Bend mountain range area moss agate, or possibly a plume. I can see some pattern in the skin here, a little bit of banding, maybe some color. This side's still wet, but yeah, that one could come out really good. Again, I'll probably cut it that way, parallel to this face. Alright, another Gila Bend mountain range area, or possibly this could be a, oh, what am I thinking? Some kind of a moss agate though, or jasper. Yeah, I can't think of the other location offhand, but this could be from there as well. And if I think of it, I'll add it. Okay. This is a little moss or plume agate, Gila Bend mountain range area. Looks like it's going to have some red and white in it. Alright, again, this is Gila Bend mountain range. This is a seam agate. It's got some banding in it and some red and white, and almost a bluish gray color. So yeah, I just kind of want to cut that in half and see what that seam looks like. And then last but not least, this is a Gila Bend mountain range nodule, very large nodule. I can see some banding and maybe quartz in this one, but I also see this, which means it might have some moss or maybe just some pitting. I don't know. Can't tell if this is going to be a big banded agate or just a mixture of stuff, but obviously it's going to have some banding in this top section. Don't know how deep it'll go down here. So I'm going to take a line this way through the stone and see what we end up with. That could be a really nice stone. All right, let me get these on the saw. I'll get them cut, and I'll be right back, and we'll see what the results are. Thanks. All right, back from the saw. Let's start with this piece of sea maggot. Okay. Wow. A little bit of bubbles. Sorry about blocking the view. All right, so you got this brown layer on the top and the bottom, and it's really porous and pitted. Then you got some chalcedony on the very top, very bottom, and then in the middle, you got red, kind of a gray blue, some white, and almost a peach or pinkish color in the middle. But yeah, a lot of pitting in this material. Don't see anything that I could get out of this. It's pretty looking, but I think that's just gonna get dumped in the yard. All right, next up, let's take a look at this one. Let me get this one wet. This is the one that had the weathered white tube agate or bot agate on the end. Let's see if it goes into the stone. All right, so that was just on the surface. It doesn't actually go in. It's pretty solid looking material. Cool looking pattern. Kind of a brownish, maybe with a little bit of a red tint to it, along with that blue, gray, and white mottled in with it. So yeah, that's a possibility for slabbing in the future. Might be able to get a slab or two out of this. That would make a nice cab. So, okay, nice. All right, let's do this big chunk of material here. Get that. All right, let's see if it's any good on the inside. Well, that's actually pretty cool looking, and it looks solid. It's got some yellowish colors in there. It's got some blue-gray, possibly healed fractures. Maybe not 100% healed. I can see a fracture line on that edge right there. But that one's healed. Definitely big enough I could slab at some point. All right, nice looking material. Okay, let's go with this piece here. This is the kind of a crazy lace looking material off of Agate Mountain out near Payson, Arizona. And that came out really nice. I'll have to dry it to see if any of these fractures are not healed, but they appear to be healed. Got some nice color shifting going on in there. White, red, got some quartz, some dark colors. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy lace. Arizona crazy lace. That is really cool. Definitely big enough I could get a slab or maybe two off of each side and get some small cabs out of that. Nice. All right. Next up, we had this one. Another cool looking, probably a moss with some color in it. It looks like red. Oh, all right. That is very nice looking and solid. You got some pitting like in a couple of spots on the edge, but that's definitely big enough to make a really cool cab. I can get a slabber. Well, I can probably get at least a slab off of that side. And I can get a slab off of that. Nice. Very solid looking. Great pattern. Love the color. Very cool. All right. Got a couple left. All right, here's that big piece that I said it looked like it had some pattern on that side. That was cool looking. Let's see if it's inside as well. Whoa, get that wet. Wow, that is very solid and great pattern. That is a really cool looking moss agate. Very nice, and I can get a slab or two off of each side of this as well. It's got the little white platelets or snowflakes floating around in there. A little bit of banding as well in spots. Well, I'm definitely gonna do some cabs out of this. That is a gorgeous stone. Nice. All right. Last up, this is the big nodule. So got it through this area where I know there's going to be a little bit of agate in the white section. Let's see what's in the rest of it. All right, well, it's definitely an agate, but the banded part only goes down right here, and you can kind of see that on the surface. And then it turns into something else, kind of a moss agate. And then it's got some pluming or something down here, but it's solid. I could definitely cab this if I get a couple slabs off of it. Those would look really nice, like right in here. I don't know if I could get any of this banding. It's just on the top. This might also make a nice specimen piece if I don't feel like slabbing it. But I think this will get slabbed. All right, very nice. All right, well, last stone for this video, so I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.